Okay, hi guys. My name is Kira Keeley, and the career path that I chose is counseling. So this is called a counseling psychologist. The job description for this specific career mainly requires the counselors to help patients suffering from anxiety, addictions, depression, marital status or problems, and stress-related mental illnesses. And as you can see, these are not severe mental illnesses. So we don't typically help with severe mental illnesses such as maybe like schizophrenia. I mean, we can, but it's typically not in our patient book to do that. So job description continued would be the assessment and treatments. So basically we want to assess the patients through an interview process. This helps us identify their core problems and things like that. The interview process allows discussion to unearth both the problems that the patient can identify and those they cannot. An example of this would be if they're having issues sleeping at night and they describe their symptoms as, racing thoughts, restlessness, things like that, we can help them identify that they might have a form of anxiety. So then we can further treat those certain symptoms, and then if that works, then that could possibly be the problem that they have. So the education required for this specific career path would be a state license, and this helps us to provide patient care and counseling psychology or to operate an independent practice in the United States. This is specifically geared towards what I would like to do. I'd like to have my own practice. I would need a doctoral degree at the least, among other license requirements, as it says here. To get my PSYD, I'll need to get my master's and then an additional few years in the field. I'm still on the fence about getting my PSYD or my PhD. The reason for this is because the PSYD is typically more expensive actually than getting your PhD, being $40,000 to $60,000 for your PSYD, and your PhD ranges from $20,000 to $40,000. And so I'm kind of on the fence still. If you get your PhD, which is what I may end up doing, you get to administer medications in your practice, and that can really help in the long run. So the PSYD usually entails 5 to 7 years of education, including a master's degree plus a year of supervised clinical experiences. Now, if I get my PhD, I'll need to go to medical school. So this would be an additional 4 years or so. And here's a picture of myself on my wedding day of November 11, 2017. Just so you guys get to have an idea of what I look like. Why I chose this major. So my family actually determined what I wanted to do in my future career. So my family has a history with anxiety and depression, and these are mostly related to stress-induced illnesses. So being through some experiences helping counsel them and calming them down and seeing what it actually is like to have a mental illness really geared towards my, I guess, my personal relationship with psychology and counseling. So it didn't really start until I took my first psychology course. In the first semester of school, I was assigned originally as an extra credit course, but I was hooked on the material and content that I was learning, so that kind of made me change from a nursing student to a psychology student. So my reasons versus the reasons in the book. I really liked the self-directed search chart. I labeled myself as social because I could answer yes to all of these questions. I figured that I would make a good counselor. So this is the end of my PowerPoint. I hope you all enjoyed it and got to know a little bit about counseling psychology and why I love the thought of being a counseling psychologist. Again, this presentation was by Kira Keeley for Psych 112 for the assignment major and career plan.